Hello, beautiful people. It's Rashida Marshall of Skillfully Sculpted, and I wanted to bring you guys with a video to help with motivating you all to stay on track towards reaching your health, fitness, and wellness goals. A lot of times we may not realize that there are certain roadblocks or mindsets that we have that are preventing us from getting to that next step in our life, that next level of improving and continuing to see changes for the good in our life as well as in our bodies. So I wanted to touch on 5 different topics that tend to be the most common reasons as to why people don't go full force with their goals and kind of jump all in and follow their heart. So hopefully, if any of these things are something that's preventing you from reaching the goals that you've set, maybe you'll begin to reevaluate some of the choices that you've been making or some excuses that you might have been making for yourself, and then continue to move forward as you most certainly deserve. So the first one I want to talk about is fear. Fear, that imaginary emotion that all of us have, that we tend to give life to, that we feed into the fear that we may have. And in reality, it may not even be anything serious. It's nothing real. It's nothing that can really do anything but make us believe that what we are doing isn't necessary, or make us believe that we're not capable, or make us believe that we should hold ourselves back for some reason. Fear is only as strong as you make it. It's only alive as long as you continue to think about it, to believe it, to feed into it, and act on it. So if you're afraid that you might fail, maybe you've tried to lose weight before, maybe you have gone to the gym and you just felt very insecure because it was your first time in there, or you had no idea what you were doing, that fear that you have could be the only thing that's preventing you from trying again, from taking that next step and maybe giving it another shot. What you have to do is think of that one thing you're afraid of. If you're afraid of failing, then think about it for a second. Think about what would happen if you were to fail, and then ignore it and go forth with it anyways. Because once you ignore that emotion, once you acknowledge fear and acknowledge that it is in no way affecting you, and you go forth with what it is you want to do, fear will disappear. It'll be as though you never had it before. So what you want to do is you want to stop giving fear life. You want to stop feeding into it, and you want to go forth with whatever it is you're afraid of anyways. And I promise you, when you do that one thing that you are afraid of and then see the positive results of it, it's going to give you so much life. It's going to make you feel so much stronger inside, because you overcame that one thing that you thought was so strong and you thought was so powerful. So think of that in terms of whatever it may be that's preventing you from maybe starting a workout regimen, or changing your diet, or maybe taking some foods out of your diet that you might be afraid are going to affect you negatively, or you think that you can't live without it, or anything along those lines. But you have to ignore fear and go past it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is lacking discipline. And this is a huge thing that all of us have to have, whether we are trying to lose weight or whether we're simply trying to become more, I guess you could say, better with time management, or if we are looking to become better in school. Whatever the case is, discipline is a huge thing that we have to have. But in terms of losing weight and becoming healthier, you have to be willing to go to the gym 2, 3, 4 times a week, whatever it is you're working to achieve. You have to be willing to not eat those cheat snacks in between your meals, and to ignore whatever it is you see in the store. If you can only squeeze exercising in the morning before work from 6 to 6:30, then you have to commit to yourself that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you are going to get up at 6, you're going to start working out by 6:15, and you're going to be done by 6:45 so you can get in the shower and get ready for your day. But it has to be in your mind that this is what you want. This is what I know I deserve. This is the change I want to make in my life. So I'm going to commit to these habits, or commit to eating this food, or commit to going to the gym on these days. And until you can force yourself. And of course, making a change is never easy. It's very difficult. It's very difficult if you're not used to getting up early, or if you're not used to eating these healthier foods. But if you know that this is what you need to do in order to improve, then that discipline needs to become a regular part of your life. And it's not to say it's going to be easy. It's not to say that it's something that you can just get up and do, but you have to be willing to put forth the effort to become more disciplined in that area. And then you'll start to notice that it's not as hard. Once you start doing your morning workouts, and then if you miss a day, you might notice your day feels a little more lethargic, or you're a little more tired, or you just don't have as much energy. And you're going to want to continue the habits that you disciplined yourself to begin. So lack of discipline can be something that's really huge, and it could just be something that you have to work on a little bit more so you can develop more discipline in your life. The next thing, toxic people. Toxic people. I'm sure we've all heard the term toxic people, or we have even been around people, had friends, family members, significant others, co-workers who were just toxic. And when I say toxic, I mean the people who are always negative, the ones who never want to hear your joy, or they never have anything joyful to talk about. Instead, they'd rather tell you about the difficulties in their life. They'd rather tell you about all their sorrows and how their life is just horrible. And, or if you tell them any of your, great happenings, they're going to be like, well, I guess. Or if you tell them you want to lose weight, why do you want to lose weight? Why are you trying to be healthy? Why are you trying to be skinny? Why, all of those type of things. Those are the toxic people in your life. A quote that I love is a quote by Oprah that says, only surround yourself with those who are going to lift you higher. The people that you talk to on a regular basis, the people that you share your heart and your emotions and your goals and your dreams, or even just the daily happenings of your day, they need to be people who are going to be giving you tips on how you can improve. They need to be people who are going to feed off of your joy and then tell you about their joys and, tell you how you can become better. And they, just bouncing off so that as you guys continue to share stories, you guys are just getting better together. Those are the people that you want to surround yourself with, because when you're constantly hearing sorrows and pains, and when you're constantly hearing negativity, that's what you breed. That's what you begin to breed inside of you. And before you know it, you're thinking the same way. You're responding the same way to people, and you're not improving because that's not what you're attracting into your life. You attract what you put out there. So if you put out negativity, that's what you're going to bring in. If you think that you can't lose weight because everyone has told you don't need to, and that losing weight is unnecessary, or whatever the case may be, then that's how you're going to carry yourself, and you're not going to think that you need to be healthier because the people around you are telling you that you don't need to be healthier, or they're telling you they don't understand why you've begun exercising, or why you're cutting out, all the sugar, or whatever the case is. So you want to surround yourself with people who are going to feed into those positive changes that you want to make, and they're going to help you to reach those goals however they possibly can. Those are the people you want to surround yourself with, ones who are taking you higher, taking you to new levels in your life so that you can become a better person. Second to last is mind clutter. So much goes on in life. There are so many distractions that come to all of us, whether it be you have kids, and you're trying to raise your children the best that it can be. You could be very busy at work, have a very top position. It could be that you're a single mother or a single father, so you're trying to uphold a household, bring the money in for the family, make sure that you're able to get to work, as well as do any extracurricular things that you enjoy. If you're a college student and you're trying to make sure you maintain your grades as well as your part-time job, there are so many things, and I think we can all agree that every single one of us has that bit of mind clutter that we have to kind of sift through in order to keep our head on straight. But you have to always remember to keep time for you. So yes, you may have a busy job, and you may be a busy mother or father, or you may have a lot on your plate, but you have to always remember to take a step back, focus on your needs, even if it's just for 30 minutes, even if you just sit outside in a park for 10 minutes and just breathe and focus on you. You have to always remember to sift through the mind clutter, sift through the distractions of life, and get back to the root of you. And make sure that you're caring for yourself. So remembering that there's nothing wrong with going to bed early. There's nothing wrong with, telling the kids, hey, mommy needs 30 minutes. Mommy needs 30 minutes to breathe. Mommy needs 30 minutes to sit on the front patio or to, to do some cardio in your bedroom, whatever the case is. But remember to find that time for you, to let go of the mind clutter for a little bit, to let it all sit, just to ignore it. Forget about what you have to do for school. Forget about what you have to do for work tomorrow, but take time for you. And sometimes so many things can pile up on our plate that we forget that our health is so important, and we forget that we haven't been to the doctor in however long, or we haven't ate a healthy meal, or we haven't exercised in months, and just relieve some of that stress. So sift through the mind clutter, find time for you, and make sure you're caring for the most important person in your life. And last but not least, this is certainly one that many people, I think, we do at some point in our life, is we lose sight of our own value. We forget how important we are. We forget how beautiful we are. We forget how much we're worth. And there can be so many different causes towards that. Number one, it could be because of negative people that we keep around us. It could be because we have devoted so much energy to caring for other people that we don't care for ourselves. Again, such like the mind clutter. It could be that we have been told that we're not that important. We have allowed the opinions of other people to become so much more important than how we feel about ourselves, that we truly forget how significant we are. And I think that when you forget the value that you have, then you don't treat yourself with that value, and then you're going to, eat things that aren't beneficial towards you. You're not going to want to upkeep your body and make sure you're in good health. And that's not to say you have to be skinny. That's not to say you have to be muscular. It's not to say you have to be super, super curvy. Whatever the case is, it's all about being in a healthy state to where you are at a low risk or practically free of disease and aches and pains and anything like that that's going to decrease the quality of your life. So you have to always remember your value. You have to always remember that you're not exercising because someone is telling you to. You're not exercising because somebody said that you should, but you're exercising because you know this is what you deserve. You deserve to live a long, happy life. You deserve to watch your kids grow up and to watch them walk across the stage at their high school and college graduations. You deserve to be a grandmother and a grandfather, and to be able to run around with your grandchildren and not have, pain and to be in despair because of things that you could have prevented years ago. You have to know that you are worth eating a healthy meal that's going to give you energy. You're worth going to bed early so that you can be well rested and energized for your day. You are worth all of that. So don't let anyone ever tell you that you don't need to, or that you shouldn't, or that it's a waste of time, because that's not their concern. Your body is your body, so you should be doing everything that you can do to make sure you keep it in the best state possible. Always remember that you are supreme. Plain and simple, you are supreme. Say that to yourself every day when you wake up. And before you know it, not before you wake up, when you wake up. When you wake up, say that every morning. You are supreme, and carry yourself with that. Believe that. Expect to be treated that way, and don't settle for anything less. And then soon the people that you keep near you, the choices that you make, the actions that you engage in, all of those things are going to be of somebody who believes they are supreme, believes they are worth everything, and treats themselves with that. So I want to leave you all with one more quote that I really love, and it goes, "You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great." So remember that. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let a lack of discipline prevent you from staying on course. Don't let toxic people talk you out of becoming the best you can be. Don't let mind clutter clog your vision and hold you back from taking that time out for you. And certainly, certainly, certainly never forget how important you are. And before you know it, you will be on track towards reaching all the goals, not just health and fitness, but all the goals that you have for yourself. I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. Bye.